Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get that NXT live stream off there because tonight is AEW Dynamite featuring Blood and Guts. I'm very excited to be here. I'm going to make sure everything. Hold on a second. Let's make sure all my settings are right because I had some weird issues. Let's just double check. So we got our full HD quality, huh? Got our video all set up. We got our Scarlett 18i20 USB doing our sound. Looks like we're all set. We are minutes away. And by minutes, I mean a minute away. It is a pleasure to have you guys here with me once again for a very nice night. Wow, there are a bunch of you already. Welcome, guys, to AEW Dynamite. My name is Joshua Hale Fialkov. I am a writer and producer of television, animation, graphic novels, and I love talking about wrestling. Specifically, I do it. Now, here's the angle, guys. This is the crazy part. I talk about it from the point of view of a television writer to try and make it a little bit different. So hopefully you get something a little bit different hanging out with me. I'm really glad to have you all. So thanks for checking in. And let's see what happens tonight. It's going to be a huge, exciting night, I think, for everybody on Dynamite tonight. Number one, we got Blood and Guts. Number two, we got MJF coming out, which I'm guessing is going to be the first thing up. And then we've got Mariah May, who I think her promo that she cut the other night was not great because the audience wasn't into it. But I think that was sort of like her coming out party, you know, like it was her first time. She was a little bit uncomfortable. I think tonight we're gonna get something better. I feel really good and really confident in her abilities. I think she's gonna do a great job. So I'm really, really excited to see what comes out the other end with her. I think it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. And we get a Britt Baker match. We have not seen Britt Baker actually wrestle on TV in like a year, I think. It has been a massive amount of time. So I think we're going to have a fantastic show tonight. What do you guys think? Do me a favor. Look at this. I'm going to make this pop up. Look at this go. Q&A. Ask questions in the chat. Let me know what you think. Sound off. Let me know what you're doing here. Let me know why. Let me know what you're most looking forward to. What is the thing that you are most excited about tonight? Aside from watching 10 guys just nail each other with chairs and steel cages, and there's gonna be lots of thumbtacks, right? There always seems to be lots of thumbtacks, which is weird because why would they put the thumbtacks in the cage? Wouldn't you think that they would try and keep the thumbtacks out of the cage? I mean, that's what I would do. I would be aware of the fact that you don't want thumbtacks in a cage. They're just not really, they're not really practical in the cage. But we are, let's see. Where are we? Oh, I am somehow behind on my live stream is like running really far behind. Why are we behind? I don't know why we're behind. Come on. Come on, live stream. Oh, you know why? I'm on the West live stream for some reason. Hold on, let's see if I can fix that. Let's see what we can do. Guys, I'm missing the beginning. Oh, this is terrible. Let's go to live. And here we go. Jump to it. Jump to it. Live on TBS. Here we go. Sorry about that. And I am right. We are right to MJF. Here he is. Coming right out. Oh, what an introduction. Oh, God, he's a delight, isn't he? What an absolute delight the guy is. Just absolutely delightful. Here's the thing about Max. Whether it's him doing his bar mitzvah, right? Or there was like every promo he does, no matter what the promo is, no matter what the reason for the promo is, every promo is just a gift. Like, we are so lucky that he exists. Maybe that's just me. He is a gutless coward. Oh, there's been a lot of people online bitching that there's been a lot of people bitching online that like there isn't enough story going on between MJF and Osprey, but like they've been building the story since the day that MJF came back. He's been obviously like working towards going after him. Like this has been legitimate storytelling, especially for AEW. Oh, it's true. If he pulls out, I'm guessing underneath that blanket is going to be a Triple B international title, which is a delight. Guys, I don't want to say that I'm overly excited for what's underneath that blanket, but I'm overly excited for what is underneath that blanket. What's underneath that blanket is going to be amazing. I thought all the episodes were going to be coming at us from underneath Texas, but or from the Texas arena, but it looks like they're still moving around. Oof. Oof. I love that he just doesn't go for the heat. Like he doesn't go for the cheap heat or the like he doesn't want them cheering for him, you know? Oh, he is wearing the belt, so I guess there isn't a new belt underneath. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're getting a new belt. We're getting a new belt. It's true. Ah, I can't believe how effectively he's gone heel. It's just really amazing, isn't it? It's true. Just like that little girl who hit him. Oh. Oh, that's very convenient. That was a very conveniently placed garbage can. Oh, I can't believe we're getting a new Triple B, guys. Even better than a Triple B. Is it a US title? What are we getting? Hey. Oh, it's so hideous. It's so hideous. New York City. Yep. Beautiful. What a hideous belt. How outstanding is that hideous belt, guys? Oh god. Oh my god, it's amazing. Jesus Christ. Out freaking standing. Outstanding, guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look at him go. Oh, look at Heel Max. I'm so happy to have Heel Max back. Oh. Oh, it's gonna be so good. The American. That's actually it's actually the American Championship now. Oh, it's gonna be so good, you guys. I can't believe they're doing it again. But what's the like? They have to do a stipulation, right? Like they can't not do a stipulation. There has to be a stipulation on it. Oh, fantastic. How you can complain that there are not stories in AEW is a goddamn mystery to me. Because show me. Show me how there's not stories, you know? Because that right there is stories. What? Mm-mm-mm. So is Blood and Guts gonna open? Oh no. Here we go, guys. Here we go. So I guess we're doing this, huh? Well, listen, guys. We did get to have our fun by having some amazing Will Ospreay opening, Will Ospreay MJF opening. So I think we take what we can get. And now we got to go through Jericho and Suzuki for the next 20 minutes, which is going to be a little bit of a bummer, I think. It's going to be a bummer of a match. Maybe not. Maybe Suzuki's going to get something out of him. I don't have a lot of hope. I just feel like we're not getting, considering Jericho can still bring it, it's just we're not getting Jericho matches anymore. And I think that's a bummer. Because we're not getting what we want, We're not getting him at his best. And his promise has always been that he wouldn't wrestle once he wasn't able to give his best. But I think, it seems pretty goddamn obvious that we're not getting him at his best anymore. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of expectation for it. I don't know. Maybe we're going to get a great match. Hmm. Very low energy. I mean, the audience is pretty hot for it, so that's something, I guess, right? That's more than you can normally expect. The audience is usually has been so flat for all these Jericho matches as of late. I find it interesting. Like, I'm curious what the numbers say about the Jericho stuff. Like, is there really like the numbers must prove somehow that there's an audience for Jericho matches because they're putting like so much time and energy behind them that like it's gotta say something. And again, like that audience is hot for it, man. Fight forever, I guess. I mean, listen, Jericho can still take chops with the best of them. I'll give him that. You can just slap that guy in the chest ad nauseum. But I want more from my matches. So I'm real excited. I'm heading down to San Diego Comic Con tomorrow. And actually, at Comic Con tomorrow, there's a bunch of AEW stuff, including Will Ospreay's going to be there. Uh, Tony Storm is going to be there. Orange Cassidy's going to be there. Willow Nightingale is going to be there. Including there's going to be, aside from panels and signings and all sorts of stuff like that, there's also going to be, in fact, some pretty kick-ass some actual I believe some actual matches are going to be going on. So I'm really excited for that stuff to see what's going on. Um, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm going to be there. I have a big panel on Saturday wherein I will be announcing I'll be at the legendary panel where they're going to be announcing a gigantic project that I've been working on for a really long time. So we're going to be announcing that on Saturday. So if you follow me on Twitter or on Instagram, I'll be sure to update information about that. But it's like one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on in graphic novels and comics, and it is super cool. It's something I've worked on before, so you can probably figure out what that is. But it's a brand new, exciting, giant licensed property that's one of my favorite things in the world. And if you want to try and use clues, there is something from it in the background behind me. There is a toy from that franchise just sitting behind me. So it could really be anything. And it is not Doctor Who, although I have written Doctor Who before. So yeah, what else we got going on? Last night I did live stream um you know the irony as I did, so I live streamed for the first time ever. I live streamed an episode of NXT last night, which I've never done before, and there was a ton of people hanging out with me. There was a bunch of us hanging out, and I then realized after the fact I was having weird sound problems throughout. So there is a copy of that stream, but you need to get through probably about the first like half hour or so before you get to sound that's actually like listenable. So if you are interested in watching that live stream, you can still check it out. It is up on the feed. Also on the in the world of if you listen to the podcast, right? I do podcast write ups. I do podcast write ups about uh, what's gone on the episodes of the shows that I watch. We also have there's a long form interview I did with my buddy FJ DeSanto, um, who's a producer who does he did the Transformers War for Cybertron cartoon on Netflix, and we did a long interview talking about wrestling, his love. He grew up watching Japanese wrestling and territory wrestling, and so he talks a lot about his love for that and his love for AEW specifically, but also what it's like running a giant franchise like the Transformers franchise, and sort of the similarities of the challenges of running that versus running something like WWE or running AEW, and the creative challenges it faces and how you deal with fan base and all that stuff. So it was really interesting, super thrilling. It's on the podcast, which you can find if you search on either your favorite podcasting app. If you search for Wrestling with Stories with Joshua Hale Fialkov, rather. You'll find it there, or you can listen to it on the YouTube channel, which is, of course, Wrestling with Story. Uh, yeah. And then I've been posting clips from that all week. So if you've been seeing those clips of me interviewing somebody, that is who I'm interviewing. Yeesh. Eee. It's just so gross. Like it's like yeah, obviously super fake, but despite being super fake, it still manages to be super gross. Codebreaker. The two rings is such a weird thing. It's a surprisingly quiet night here on for a live stream. I normally have a lot more people talking, but there are a bunch of you guys watching. Just everyone's being very quiet tonight. Huh. Yeah, not a great match. Uh, so where's Hook? Come on, Hook. We got Shibata coming out. Oh, we got some more people just signed on to YouTube. Welcome. Nice to have you. Yeah, I don't know, man. This story just doesn't. It just continues to not do it for me, and I continue to like. I wonder why they spend so much time on it. Meanwhile, Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida should be pretty dope. Willow! She's the best, man. What are those pants she's wearing? Those are some very professional wrestling style pants. Why do we need to have an eliminator match? Why don't we just have a match? Poor Willow. Willow's the best. Willow is the best. All right, and we are off to commercial. So yeah, thank you for everybody hanging out. We got a ton of people hanging out on Twitter. We got a bunch of people hanging out. We got a couple people over on YouTube, a couple people over on Twitch. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. For those of you who don't know or are just hanging out confusedly, looking at some weird dude sitting here, my name is Joshua Hale Fialkov. I'm a writer and producer of television, animation, and graphic novels, as well as video games. And I am I love talking about wrestling from a point of view of a producer. And when we're talking about that, you know, what makes me scratch my head many times, I do wonder how much of, like, the Jericho stuff. I get that he's probably the biggest name on the roster, right? Like, he's the name that most people probably know, especially if you're a WWE fan, you probably get it. The question I have is just how many of those people, like, you're not getting WWE fans who are coming to watch I don't know how many of them are coming to watch and actually being like wooed by the Jericho matches to me. You know, like I don't think these are matches that people are like, "Ooh, finally, I'm getting to see Jericho wrestle Minoru Suzuki." Like those are such a like it's such a specific audience that those are for. Um, and that specific audience is not an audience that is like looking specifically to watch, you know, those matches. That audience are not that's not an audience that you're gonna get by having those Jericho matches because they're not great matches. Um, you know, it wasn't that long ago that he was doing great matches. The match with Will Ospreay last year at All In was fantastic. That wasn't that long ago. It was literally less than a year because you know we're about to hit All in a year. So I do wonder what the upside is of it other than he's under contract. I think it would be a much better use of moving Jericho to being more of a manager, which is actually what I thought they were going to do when they made him into the you know into the learning tree character. I really thought that was going to be sort of the focus. Was like, why don't we start using him as a you know as more of a proper you know more of a manager and let him supervise, let him have his guys underneath him doing all the work, because that's just more interesting to me. I'd rather see that. You know, I'd rather spend my time with him. Like the character work, I don't mind. I think the character work is good. It's just he's not Jericho anymore. Um, and I say all that saying I do really like Jericho. I like his podcast. I like his. I think like as a person, I find him charming. Um, and I don't even necessarily mind the character that he's doing right now. I just think we're not getting like top quality Jericho. And if we're not getting top quality Jericho, then what are we getting? You know? Weird. Yeah. I was on a it's interesting. I was on a podcast a couple weeks ago. We were talking about the weird interviews that Danielson's been giving about how like he's just happy to be there and you know He's not really looking to win. He's just, happy to be playing the game. And I was saying, like, I wonder if it's an angle because it feels like an angle. And sure enough, it's an angle. Britt Baker, everybody. Ah, she looks great. She's a good pop, too. People really like Sheeta. Yeah, this is going to be a good match. They're both super talented. Oof. Britt and Mercedes is going to be fucking great. Like, it's going to be really good. They're doing a good job building up the heat for it, but on top of that, they're just both such good technicians. Like, they're both so good in the ring. She is wearing, like, a modified Wonder Woman costume. It's weird. Oof. Oh, picture in picture. Oh, picture in picture, I hate you so. Not as much as I hate the 18 hours of commercials on WWE programming, but we'll take what we can get. Yeah, it's nice to have her back. I think we'll see. Like this is because she hasn't wrestled in so long. I'm curious to see how much ring rust she has. Like she's a little bit slow, but I think if they give her just a couple matches to get back on her feet over the next few weeks leading up to the match, I think it'll be good for her. And I'm assuming they're gonna have her do stuff. The weird thing about the AEW women's division, because they have a ton of women, is because they don't have tag titles. I think there's not a lot of like tag team work. They don't do a lot of like broader story work. And they tend to sort of like wall off all the stories. And it'd be nice if the stories were a little more fluid and they all moved together a little bit more. And then you'd be able to have these matches that sort of go in and out, and like you would be able to have you know warm up matches leading into the bigger story, which I think is probably what is needed and what you would need to help sort of keep the heat going, and it will also help to like let the heat boil over. That being said, like they did that lumberjack match on Collision over the weekend, and what was nice about that is it actually let a bunch of the stories, a bunch of the other stories start to play. What's weird is that all those stories were stories that are from over on Ring of Honor. Um, so it's a little bit weird because you're sort of like putting stories from the other company up front. But um, the other thing that's a bummer is that Sky Blue got injured by Hikaru Shida, or in her match with Hikaru Shida. I suppose it's not fair to say that Hikaru Shida injured her. But yeah, like she got injured in her match with Hikaru Shida on Collision, and so we're losing Sky Blue, and Sky Blue is a great performer, and I think she's really kind of coming into her voice and everything as a star, and so it's a bummer because we're going to lose her. It sounds like for a little while at least, because it's an ankle injury and those take forever to heal. Um, so that's sort of a bummer, but I'm glad. Like it's nice to see Sheeta back. It's nice. Hopefully she's going to get to do a little bit more. Um, what they did that was great on Collision is they brought Taya Valkyrie, um, uh, Taya, Taya, as opposed to Lyra Valkyria, Taya Valkyrie, yeah, Taya Valkyrie, um, into the Peraza, Thunder Rosa story that's going on, and even just opening that up because number one, like I love Taya Valkyrie. Oh my god, I can't say her name. I love Taya Valkyrie a lot. I think she's fantastically talented. I think she's really good, and like she's also been kind of relegated over to Ring of Honor, so it's nice to see her getting more to do. And we're back out of commercial. It's interesting because we're so close to the hour. We still have at least one more segment on top of this one because we have Mariah May to do, and I would assume the Blood and Guts is going to be an hour because you got to do all the like mishigas of getting everybody in the ring, which takes for goddamn ever. These War Games matches, man. We're going in for the wrap up. Oof. Where's Mercedes? Oof. Here we go. Ah. Falcon Arrow. That was a pretty Falcon Arrow. She should really not shout. Yeah, it was a good match. It was solid. It wasn't like, it looks not like a 5-star, you know. Dave Meltzer is not doing backflips anywhere, but it was like a good match for her first match back and her first time she's wrestled in God knows how long. That was pretty good. No. Mm-hmm. That's Camille. Oof. Mm-mm-mm. It's nice that they're giving her some room to get there. So are we at like, let's see, one segment, one segment, one match, one match. We're almost at like 50-50 men to women parity, which is pretty interesting. I mean, we're not going to be, because the whole next hour almost is going to be nothing but blood and guts. But like from a basic like time standpoint, like we've actually spent probably 50-50 time on men and women, which is pretty good. And the commercials. The commercials, my friends, the commercials. Always the commercials. It's a new Joker 2 trailer, huh? I've been off the internet all day, so I did not see this yet. Hey! Wait, what are we doing? How are they packing this in? How is this match going to last more than 2 minutes? Oh, I hope Pac goes to Titty City. It's a weird match. Oof. It's a weird choice. Like, this goes to the, like, why are you overbooking the show? We don't need this match, you know? Like, I don't know that it's actually doing anything. You know, like, it doesn't really, like... Oh, they're definitely losing tonight. Come on, Briscoe. They're definitely losing. Darby's just like, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I am not moved. I am not moved by this at all. Oh, God, she's magnificent. Oof. Oh, Jesus. Storm Zero. Nice. Oh boy. She's back. Ah. Amazing. God, she's magnificent. It's going to be an incredible match. Just incredible. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. Oh, we're close, guys. Oh, guys. We're so close. Here we go. So we're going to get Jack Perry and Darby? Yeah. Dung 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 lung dung 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 lung dung 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 lung dung 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 dung. It's gonna be his first like proper match in a while, even though he did that Anarchy in the Arena match, but like he was so screwed up that whole match barely counted, you know? Yeesh. He's really struggling with those stairs. Maybe get somebody a little bit bigger to help him. Needs to get a real grown-up wrestler to help him out. Oh, Jesus. It's like the second week in a row that we're getting like a pay-per-view quality match. It's crazy. Man, they just got to keep going. This is gonna. How are they gonna fit this all in? Boom, 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 boom. Oof. Picture in picture. I wonder how late this is gonna go. Because now it's what, every 2 minutes they come out? Oh, God, guys. Boy. Oh, shit. Luckily, that ladder appears to be made of rubber. Well, I don't know. You know, the problem with these matches is the slow start part of it is just drives me crazy. Oof. Slight miss. Oof. Famous, sir. But that's sort of his thing, is getting his ass kicked. Scorpion Death Drop. Oh. Oh, Jesus. It's weird that it's only Briscoe who's bleeding. I mean, it's not weird that Briscoe's bleeding. That part's predictable. But that he's the only one who's bleeding is surprising. No, no. It's one of the Jacksons is bleeding. Why does he have his microphone? It's ridiculous. He's gonna do some kind of nutty dive on him. Amazing. Oh, oof. He's not coming out till Swerve comes out, guys. Hey, man. Oof. Eee. Oh, Swerve's about to get jumped. Hey, Caleb. Welcome. You guys are all coming right at the end of this thing. Swerve is about to get jumped by Hangman, I'm telling you. There we go. Ah, cool. Welcome, guys. They are just... Eesh. Eesh. Oh, Jesus. Nasty. So nasty. This whole match is going to devolve into Hangman kicking the crap out of Swerve in the outside the whole time. Very nasty. Oh. I mean, he seems to be doing his part of the deal. Uh-oh. What's happening is Hangman is just kicking the crap out of Swerve, who is handcuffed to the cage. But until all 5 men are in the 10 men are in the ring, technically the match can't begin. So I would argue that technically the match can't start. Oof. I would argue like it can't actually start because Swerve is not in the ring. It is War Games, yeah. I think they're allowed to do it because Dusty Rhodes created it. So when Cody was there, Cody brought it with him. Like Dusty Rhodes created War Games, so they just call it Blood and Guts, but it is War Games. It is exactly the same as War Games. I don't know. Every time I watch a War Games, I'm always left with the same thing, which is I hate the like 40 minutes of getting the match going that drives me crazy. It always drives me nuts. Like I don't know why. I don't know why it shouldn't take this long to get an actual match going. Like why is the match not actually started yet? So Swerve is going to rip his arm off. He's going to tear out of those handcuffs. Or I think it's probably a little early for him to come back, but what would be fantastic is if Kenny Omega comes back and gets Swerve unhooked. Because this would be a great time for Kenny Omega. It'd be a great Kenny Omega moment. Because it does feel like the Kenny Omega piece is like the missing piece of everything. Oh man, it's so like I don't know. There was like at least one filler match that we didn't need. I would rather that they had this timed out so that we didn't have to go into this like massive overage, but there's gonna be like at least a 10-minute overage, which I'm just not crazy about. I know I sound like an old man complaining about it, but like the we just don't need the overage. 5 minutes of overage, fine. What's gonna end up being like a 15-minute overage? Not crazy about it. Although I suppose I could just look and see. 11 minutes? It says we have an 11 minutes left, so maybe we're not going into overtime. But let's see. Let's see what happens. We're back. But they haven't entered the ring. You're breaking your own rules, guys. Oh, Brandon Cutler, you're going to get hit in the head with a guitar. Brandon Cutler is about to get hit in the head with a guitar, which is nice. Oh! Hey! They're like, wait, this is much harder. Unlocking handcuffs is much harder than we thought. They're like, this is not going as fast as it needs to, guys. We are counting down time. Oh, man. That's adorable. Oh, Swerve, you're delightful. God, you're great, Swerve. Oh. Look at them making Swerve into a goddamn world champion. Fantastic. This is what we're waiting for. This is so much better than if they would have let Hangman win the stupid Owen Cup. Yeah! There we go. Oof. Oh. Oh. Yeesh. This is like so not Okada's thing. Briscoe's the best. Oof. This is like a surprisingly bloodless blood and guts. All things considered. Oh, the staple gun. Oh, it's very close to his eye. Uh-oh, the briefcase. We've been building to this. Staple guns. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so gross. I don't know if you guys have ever been accidentally staple gunned before, but it is unbearably painful. Stand up. Stand up. He's going to do it. Oh, he's going to start doing it to himself. Oh, God, Swerve is great. Oh, the staple guns. Oh, Jesus. Oh! 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 Not in the face! Man. They are just building Swerve. What do you mean? Why are you going to commercial? What is wrong with you people? I would say they probably aren't using real staple guns, but they use real staple guns because the last time they had Swerve and Hangman had a blood match where they kept stapling paper to Swerve. So you just staple, 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 and he's just got paper hanging off him all over. It was very disgusting. I saw that live. I was in person, and it was very traumatizing. Very gross. Very, very, very gross. Oh, it's super nasty. Holy moly. That is just so, so nasty. So nasty. My God. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. I've been so hung up. I normally make clips while I'm watching, and I've been so enraptured I haven't been making clips. I'm really missing out here. But yeah, that's nice. You know, they've got a real problem with making Swerve not feel like a champion, but they are really fixing that because man, he feels like he's like a superhero right now. I'm genuinely impressed with what they're doing with Swerve. Why they're in commercial at 58 minutes is crazy. Oh, why are we not back? Oh, come on. Come on, commercial. Oh, my screen just went to full screen too. I'm not even in picture-in-picture anymore. It's not fair. I have heard Max Caster raps about Vince. Oh, we're back. Oh, eee, nasty. Oof. Jay Driller. Jay Driller. Jay Driller. Yeah, Mark Briscoe's the real star of this thing. Oh, Froggy Bow. Oh, what are you doing, Darby? Ah, Darby. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh, we're 2 minutes over. 8 minutes left, it looks like. Oh, Darby. Oh, Jesus. Ah. Oh, man. Yes, Max and Darby are on the same team. Oh no. Oh noes. Oh noes. And then CM Punk shows up. It's weird. It's a weird twist. There's something like weird though that like they have so much loyalty and love for each other that they would quit on each other's behalf instead of being like, I would not do that. That we lost. It's weird that we lost Swerve and Hangman Page in a commercial break. Feels like a weird thing that happened. Hi, hi, hi. That was a fantastic blood and guts. I would like to know where Swerve and Hangman are. Feels like a weird choice that we lost them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it as always. We got more stuff. What do I got? I'm going to be out of town, so there will not be a live stream of SmackDown because I'm going to be at Comic Con, but I will have, hopefully, some cool content from Comic Con that I'll be posting. So follow me over on YouTube and on Instagram for that. And you can follow both of those are Wrestling with Story at both. And you can always follow me, of course, over on Twitter, which is at Josh Fialkov. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next week on the live stream for Raw on Monday night. And that is all for me. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We will see you next week. Peace out. See you next time.